Hi, this is Matt from tracyandmatt.co.uk and for unboxings.com. Today I have the Acer X960, which is kind of similar to the DX900 that we saw just a couple of weeks ago. We're just going to have a quick unbox, take a look around the handset before we go ahead, and we're actually going to do our full written review. So on top we have the handset itself, which we pull out by there. And we have the handset, which we'll look at in a bit more detail in just a few moments when we finish unboxing. There's also an inner box, which contains all the accessories. And inside we have a wired headset, which has a mini USB connector on one end, the inline microphone with push button, and then fairly standard looking headphones on the other end. And we have the battery, which is a 1530 milliamp hour battery, so that's quite a large capacity for PDA device at the moment. They're all coming in around 1,000, so it's about 50% more than some of the others we've seen. Then have a charger, which is a mini USB style charger, and then we have a 3-pin plug to go with the charger. Next we have a USB to mini USB standard sync charge cable for connecting up to your PC. We have a couple of CDs, we have a user manual, we have a screen protector, and then we have a Windows Mobile CD which contains ActiveSync 4.5 and a trial of Microsoft Outlook. We have the manual and quick guide here, which is a pretty lightweight, almost like a leaflet rather than a manual. And then we have the international warranty. That's everything that we get inside the box itself. So taking a look at the handset, let's peel off the front cover. So a fairly attractive yet standard looking handset, very flush on the front, very shiny, piano black around the front edge there, with this silver chrome style accent around the outside. Forward facing VGA camera, and then we've got a 2.8 inch diagonal display, which is VGA, so 480 by 640. Below that we have red and green phone keys, answer and hang up. We have a little dedicated sat nav button which launches your GPS application. D-pad in the centre, up, down, left, right, and then a push button in the middle, and then a home and back button next to that. On the right hand side we have a dedicated camera button, a micro SD card socket with a flap over that. The micro SD card goes inside. We have the power button, and then it's speaker on the top. On the left hand side we have an eyelet for a lanyard or phone charm. Up down volume control rocker on a button there. And another button below that which is like an OK button, or it's actually user definable. And just above that we have a little hole for reset, so we can actually put out a stylus, which is a sort of double telescopic stylus. So closed up it's extremely tiny, and then open up it's not really a lot bigger. It's a little bit flimsy, a little bit loose, it's not fantastic. It's not the best stylus I've ever seen, unfortunately, but that does actually just push in there for the reset button. Slides in the bottom, and that's where it's housed. We have the USB sync charger and audio connector on the bottom there, mini USB. On the back we have a 3.2 megapixel camera. We have a built-in flash, which is pretty cool, and a mirror for taking self-portraits. Also on the back we have a grill there for the loudspeaker. Back cover slides off like so, and our battery installs just here, like that, and our SIM card goes here. Put that cover on, and let's just power up with the power button on the side there. And while that's starting up, quick rundown of the spec. As I say, a 2.8 inch video display, which is quite a generous size. Windows Mobile 6.1 Professional, because it's obviously touchscreen. Got a Samsung processor running at 533 MHz, 256 meg of ROM, 128 meg of RAM, which isn't bad. Quad band for GSM, and actually tri-band for HSDPA, so it will function in almost all countries throughout the world when you're roaming, which is pretty good. I'll just skip through the alignment, and we'll skip the rest of the setup. Now again, very similar to the DX900 we saw a couple of weeks ago. When you first actually start up the device for the first time, we actually comes up with a list of applications that will install, or you can install on the ROM. These are sort of Acer specific applications. So we've got Acer Backup Utility, Acer Keyboard, Acer Streaming Player, and Acer USB to PC. I'm actually going to skip that. I'm not going to install anything. I just want to just get it started. So carry on talking about the specification. We have built-in Wi-Fi, which is 802.11b and G, Bluetooth 2 with A2DP support, mini USB connector is USB 2.0. We have a built-in GPS receiver, which is Surface R3 chipset, and the camera, as I say, is 3.2 megapixel. Dimensions: 106mm from top to bottom, 59mm wide, and actually just about 14mm thick, and the weight is about 131 grams, which seems quite heavy actually, especially for a device like this. 131 grams, you possibly would expect to get something with a sliding keyboard and that sort of weight range. So we'll just run through the rest of the installation. Okay, so I actually did stop and start recording just there because it has actually taken around 12-13 minutes for it to actually install all custom applications and to finally restart. So when we actually finally load into the OS, we have this Acer 3D view, which you can just about see there, with all with a nice pretty picture there, and telling us that we've got messages, and we can tap on messages, and then we've got email, and all of which obviously are empty at the moment, but you do get the idea. And then we have the clock up in the corner with the time and the date. Obviously I haven't set that correctly, but it's obviously designed to look like a desk, I assume. Speed dial down the bottom brings up speed dials. We can actually put in people's faces and actually tap on them to bring up the speed dial, which is kind of similar to the people application that we have on HTC devices. This is Acer's take on I guess their answer to the TouchFlow 3D type interface. We've obviously got calendar and to-do list all on the screen here, and then we've got programs, which lists all of our favourites and added applications, so we can put anything in this quick menu that we want. Interestingly, there aren't any pre-populated applications on there. You do have to add them all yourself, but that is easy to do so. And then we go into the start menu, and we have a standard Windows start menu. We can list all of our programs. So we've got a few custom icons in here: a multimedia phone, utilities, Acer Shell, Com Manager. All pretty standard stuff though, to be honest. There is the quick menu and quick launch, and then we do have Windows Live and Zoom status in there. But let's say pretty standard applications. And if I go back in the settings menu, we have today's soft key, which is the only thing that is out of the ordinary. Everything in here is pretty standard. Got touch control, task manager, power. And in connections we have domain and role, Wi-Fi, all pretty standard stuff, nothing terribly out of the ordinary there. Actually, if I just pop back into the programs menu, you'll notice that we have Google Maps pre-installed, which is pretty cool. So at least we can try out the GPS and actually do something useful with the built-in GPS. And I think it's pretty decent when manufacturers do include GPS software. I know most people don't include anything like TomTom or Copilot, but Google Maps is pretty good for most people. So that's a handset in a very quick tour. So we'll look at this 3D interface in a bit more detail when it comes to our actual written review, which will be online in a couple of weeks on tracymac.co.uk. But if you want to go ahead and order the Acer X960 already, you can head over to Clove Technology at clove.co.uk, where they have them in stock.